Jojolands is here and it's better than ever. The ninth and presumably final part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is here, and today it's just going to be about me giving my opinions on the chapter. It's not going to be a review whatsoever. My thoughts on the characters, the plot so far that Araki has developed in the first chapter, and the stance. Those are the three I'm basically going to be going over this video. But if you like more content like this and you'd like to see more, I'd very much appreciate it if you would go down, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can join the Discord, and you can also just leave me a little like, you know, just a one little boop, and, you know, one little clicky, and, you know, we're all good. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We recently just hit over 800, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you guys so much. But we are so close to 1,000. I think we can make it. JoJo's Part 9 was released last Thursday, the 17th. As of filming it, it is Wednesday. So it's been pretty much a week. Let's just say a week. And I've had time to develop my thoughts and opinions on the chapter and everything Araki has given us. And I believe this part might be one of my favorites, because the vibe Araki has created along with the characters, especially the MC and the group, is just so much fun. So first, obviously, we have to introduce the main character, and we have Jodio Joestar. I don't know why, but I think that name sounds so fucking cool. Jodio, probably because it has Joe and Dio in it. So I don't know if that has any correlation. I don't know if Araki plans to do anything, you know, because he's half Joe, half Dio. Who knows, right? And for the first time in JoJo's history, for the first time in 35 years, the Jobro is a Joestar. That's wild. I didn't think of that when I first read it, but after sitting there, it's like, wait, is that the first Joestar we've ever had as a Jobro? And it is. We have Dragona Joestar. So we're gonna play a little guessing game, all right? Guess the gender. Is Dragona A woman, or B, a man? Now, if you guys were to say A, you are wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, it's a dude. it's a dude, which is totally, like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I think Dragona as a character so far seems like a very interesting character. He's someone, I guess you could say they're transgender. He really likes like women's fashion, I guess you could say, and has kind of undergone some surgery. That's why you can see a little bit of lumpage, you know, there, and which is why he wears a two-piece swimsuit. But there is my one thing. He wears the most revealing like swim trunks ever. How does he hide his? Does he have like a micro penis or something? I don't know. But anyways, that's not my question. That's us JoJo fans, you know, talking about dudes' dicks. Anyways, so far the two Joestars are amazing. I love them so much. The fact that they're siblings, Dragona is actually Jodio's older brother. Jodio's 15, which I think to be the youngest Joestar, or the youngest MC. If not, it's tied with Jonathan and Joseph. I have no idea how old those two were. Actually, let me find out. Okay, so on any list here, it says Jonathan Joestar, age 12 to 20. I guess when Dio first got introduced, they were 12. So I guess that makes him the youngest Joestar. Chronologically, I guess you could say. Okay, Joseph was 18. His Battle Tendencies, Joseph was 18. And then I think Jotaro was 16. Jotaro's 17, my bad. So yeah, Jodio's pretty much, since part 1, the youngest Joestar, which blew my mind. Because, you know, you'd think he would be, you know, 19, 17, you know, but he's 15. He's young as fuck. He's super young. But, I mean, age doesn't really matter. He seems like a badass MC. My one thing I'd like to say is that part 9 feels so much like part 5. I cannot describe it. I mean, I can. Jodio's, I guess, personality very much reminds me of the Passione gang, like all of their attitudes. You know, he can go from really calm, collected, and quiet, just explosive, like just beating the shit out of someone. If you guys have seen part 5, obviously if you're reading part 9, you've seen part 5. The scene where the really popular meme of Abakio, Narancia, and Giorno, I think it was Giorno, beating the living shit out of a random pedestrian. That's pretty much what Jodio is. That whole personality is Jodio. He's super calm, collected, to all of a sudden beating the shit out of someone. He did that twice. Once against a cop that tried to his older brother, and the second was some weirdo that looks like Pink Guy. I'll get to him in a minute. That tried to act like his friend, and then he just just grabbed him, like, "Who the fuck you think you are, huh?" He started like shaking him, threw him to the ground. So I think that personality about Jodio is gonna make this manga even more entertaining. I guess as Dragona's like supportive role, Jodio kind of gets to like act out and stuff like that because, you know, they have an older brother to watch over him. He's young, he's ignorant, you know, he's full of energy, stuff like that. And so he just likes to beat the shit out of people. And even though he's 15, he has a big dream. And the whole plot to part 9 is him becoming the wealthiest person in the world. And he said this multiple times in the manga. I don't care how selfish it sounds, I'm going to become the richest person in the world. And so everything he does revolves around money. He goes to school because that's where he makes money. He works for these people because that's how he makes money. He does dirty jobs because that's how he makes money. And he just makes a shit ton of money. And he gets bitches. Bro gets bitches. From one panel in specific, bro is seen surrounded by 2 women kissing and loving him. Bro gets bitches. He's not even of age and he's already pulling hoes. He might be the baddest fucking Joestar ever. I guess Jotaro at the beginning of part 3, a bunch of these women are surrounding him. I guess you could say that. But like Jodio, like, is pretty much almost gone there. And then we have the 2 side characters, Paco Lovelantis and the other guy that doesn't even have a name yet, that looks like what I like to say Pink Guy or Patrick the fucking Star. I guess from other angles, he has a ponytail at the back here. Bro looks so much like Pink Guy or Patrick the fucking Star. He looks like if Pink Guy, you know, worked out, you know, put some muscle on and then like just put his hair like this over his thing. But so far, no stand reveal for him yet. Not even a name. I can't say anything about him because I know nothing about him. He was a customer of Jodio and the gang, and now he's a part of it. So I don't know what to say to you. And then Paco Lovelantis is a petty criminal. He's a petty criminal. He likes to steal people's wallets, watches, whatever, with his stand, which we'll get to in a minute. That seems kind of interesting, but I have a feeling Paco's gonna go soon. Because, you know, usually characters with not that cool stands usually just get killed off by Araki. He's like, I love Araki. He's sometimes like, okay, this character's boring. I'm done writing him. He just kills him. So I don't know how they're gonna do Paco Lovelantis, but so far he seems like a cool character. He's pretty stern. He definitely has a massive ego. But so far this other character that I'm gonna call Pink Guy until I get a name confirmation is pretty cool. They both seem pretty cool, and if there's one thing I love about all 4 of these characters are how they all act, like I said earlier, like the Passione gang. They all butt heads. The second the Pink Guy joined the crew, he just started clowning him, say, "Hey, who the fuck is this?" We can't have this guy in our team. What the fuck? And they just started clowning on him. I think that part of the gang just really screams Passione. You know, they butt heads all the time. You know, there's not a time where they're just not roasting this shit out of each other. It just seems like a really upbeat kind of squad, unlike Johnny and Gyro. While they did have their funny moments, I feel like as a duo, they weren't as upgoing and as upbeat as like these people seem to be so far, and especially as Jodio seems to be. It's definitely interesting. You can't talk about JoJo's without talking about the stands, and Araki did not beat around the bush whatsoever when it came to stands. He just introduced them, showed them their powers, and they're like, okay, yeah, here are their stands. I can't be bothered to wait, so here are their stands. So first we have, this is spoilers by the way, so if you haven't read part 9, the first chapter, go do yourself a favor, go read that, please, because it's fucking amazing. We have Jodio's stand, November's Rain. So November's Rain is a Guns N' Roses song, for those that don't know. Araki loves to reference song names and bands in his stands. And November Rain is a Guns N' Roses song. And then Dragona's stand is Smooth Operators. Now, I don't really know what kind of song this is. It was kind of like an R&B slash type song. It was a lot more mellow. And if there was one thing, I guess that would make more sense is, I don't know if they localized it already in the scans, but I would much like to prefer it to Smooth Criminal, the Michael Jackson song. The way the stand works is kind of makes sense to the name. And then Paco's stand is The Hustle. He can basically contort every single muscle in his body to kind of grab things. I don't know if he can like extend it and like and then snap back, stuff like that. I have no idea if he can do that, but if he can, that'd be really fucking cool. You've seen him already multiple times throughout the fucking chapter, just him stealing people's wallets and watches and stuff like that. Like I said, he's a petty criminal. He's a petty criminal. He doesn't care. Any way to make a couple dollars, he'll take it. You can definitely tell they're a bunch of ragtag criminals that are there to just make a quick buck. I mean, at least Jodio is. And if there is one thing that's interesting about Jodio's stand, is how every other stand from part 3 to 8, besides, I guess, Johnny's, well, I guess I'll include Johnny's, they're kind of human-esque shapes, or like animal-esque shapes, like especially Johnny's from part 7. Tusk is definitely animal-esque, like a bird or something like that. And Jodio's looks interesting. I mean, if I were to say anything, the stand's face looks a lot like Hierophant Green, which is, I think, super cool, which I think is very, very, very cool. But it's a lot different to other stands that MCs have from other parts. You know, like Star Platinum, Crazy Diamond, Golden Experience, like stands like that. This one is completely different to every other stand like that. I don't know how Araki's gonna do this stand, but I bet you it's going to be very cool. If it's anything like part 5, we're going to have some evolutions of stands and stuff like that, which I think would be very, very, very cool. Now, my prediction for the rest of this series, I feel like half of the characters are going to die, sadly. If it's anything like any other Jojo part, some characters are going to die. Part 8 was pretty forgiving when it comes to stand deaths. I'm not going to spoil anything, but only about one character died. One, like, pretty important character died. If you guys have read it, you know. And part 7, a lot did die, sadly. I'm not going to say who, but if you've read it, you know. And every other part, a lot of characters have died. So I don't know how he's going to do character deaths, because there's no way there's no characters dying in this series. Araki is definitely going to kill some characters off, because, like I said, when he gets bored, he just likes to axe characters in his free time. I feel like so far, this is just an introduction to some very important characters. I hope we get more character introductions soon. I think it's just going to be a bunch of ragtag criminals going on a heist, which, yes, this basically, they set up the first arc, which is them stealing a diamond. Pretty fucking expensive diamond. But yeah, I'm very unbelievably excited. Araki's art this chapter was just phenomenal. The memes are amazing. The stand designs are fucking beautiful. The character designs are very cool. I love Jodio's character design. I think it's very unique and different. I think it's probably one of my favorites. I love all of their personalities and how fun their vibe is as a group. This series does definitely give me kind of tropical vibes, so I'm very excited to see where the series goes and what it brings. I didn't give much of a opinion on what it's going to be like in the future, because even Araki doesn't know, because Araki really likes to write his chapters as he's making them, which is why a lot of parts have a lot of things left out of them, but I think that adds to the mystery of the series. But yeah, if you guys have read part 9, please let me know your opinions down in the comments. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace, take care.